Welcome to part 2 of Phil the Fungi tutorial. We left off at round 7, so we are on to round 8. Round 8 we're going to start decreasing, meaning we're bringing the body inwards and lessening the number of stitches in each round. So place your first single crochet of this round, and then pause and mark that stitch. Now we're going to place another single crochet in the next stitch and another single crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to do our very first decrease, meaning we're combining 2 stitches into 1 stitch. So we're going to be inserting our hook into both of these stitches before yarning over, and in the front loop only. So this is the back loop and that's the front loop. You can see there's 2 loops per stitch. Back loop, front loop. We're going in the front loop only of the next stitch. That's the whole loop. And this is the front loop. So reinsert your hook and go into the front loop only of the next stitch, and then immediately into the front loop only of the next stitch as well. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. It should look like this. And now we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, leaving 2 loops on your hook like this, and then yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. So that just combined both those stitches into just 1 stitch, and then go ahead and make another 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And now we're going to do another decrease, so front loop only of the next stitch, front loop only of the stitch after that, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, decrease, again, front loop only of the next 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and decrease, front loop only of the next 2 stitches, and another 3 single crochets, 2, 3, and decrease, and single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and finishing off with a decrease. So we just went from 30 stitches to now having 24 stitches because we decreased in every 3rd stitch around. So you can see here it's turning inwards a bit and it's beginning to look a little bit more like a cup. That is exactly what we want. So remove your stitch marker and we are on to round 9. Place your first single crochet and then pause and mark that stitch. And round 9 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch around the circle. You're going to have a total of 24 stitches, so just make your way single crocheting in each stitch around. No decreasing, no increasing, just a single crochet. Making our last single crochet here, and you can remove your stitch marker. Round 10 is going to be 2 single crochet decrease, so go ahead and make your first single crochet and then mark that stitch, and then make another single crochet in the next stitch. And now we're going to do a decrease, so again, front loop only of the next 2 stitches, like so. yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then single crochet, and decrease, front loop only of the next 2 stitches, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Just keep repeating this sequence, 2 single crochet, decrease, all the way around until you get back to the stitch marker. You're going to have a total of 18 stitches at the end of this round. You should be ending this round on a decrease. And now we're on to round 11. Round 11 is going to be a regular single crochet in each stitch around again. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and weave in our tail. So the tail is from the very beginning of the project, and we have to secure it so that the bottom doesn't come unraveled. So grab your yarn needle that came in your yarny box, and we're going to thread the needle. I find it easier to fold the yarn in half and then kind of push it onto the needle eye. And then you can flip your piece inside out, tighten that tail super tight. And then all we're going to be doing is poking the needle in and out random stitches in the bottom of the project, back and forth a few times to make sure that the end is nice and secure. So just pick random spots, go back and forth. And I'm gonna do this about 5 or 6 times, and that feels secure for me, and do that as many times as you need. If it's easier for you to work with your piece, you can snip the yarn a little bit so that the tail's not as long and it doesn't get in your way. And you can see the body's taking on a nice little mushroomy shape. And then again, in this round, we are just doing a single crochet in each stitch around. So place your first single crochet and then mark that stitch. And then place a single crochet in each of these stitches around. You should have a total of 18 stitches at the end of the round. Before we move on to round 12, we're going to be inserting our safety eyes. So I'm going to show you how to count your rows. That's row 1, this is row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. You can kind of see they're straight lines and they're divided in between with little holes. And so we're going to go to rounds 7 and 8 and we're going to insert our safety eyes there. Just make sure you poke in the safety eyes on the opposite side of your stitch marker, and then go ahead and count up 7 rows. And all you have to do is pop in your safety eyes. And don't do them too far apart, don't do them too close together. Kind of feel them out, make sure you like the placement, and make sure they're sitting on the same row. And then the backs are just like little washers, and you just pop them on as soon as you like your eye placement. I'm just moving mine over a stitch so that they're centered with my stitch marker on the other side. Then you can grab the little plastic backs and pop them on. Moving on to round 12. going to be a single crochet and then mark that stitch. And then we're going to jump into a decrease. So front loop only of the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet, and then decrease. So we're decreasing in every other stitch here. And we're going to be going from 18 stitches down to 12. So then single crochet, decrease. Single crochet, decrease. Just keep repeating that until you get back to the stitch marker. So the last decrease of this round. And you can see the body is pretty much almost finished. You can remove your stitch marker. And round 13 is going to be single crochets in the back loop only. So remember how decreasing we were using the front loop only? Well, in this round we're going to be using the back loop only. So that's the back loop there. This is the front loop. We're going in the back loop only. So get your hook ready and then go in the back loop only of the next stitch, just like this. And you're going to make a single crochet. So single crochet like normal. And then of course, mark that stitch. What this is going to do is create a little ridge around the top of the mushroom, and it's going to be helpful later on when we sew the head on. So in the next stitch, back loop only, single crochet, back loop only, single crochet. Just keep repeating that all the way around until you get back to the stitch marker. Last single crochet, and then take out your stitch marker. And we're gonna stop and stuff our mushroom now. This is the second last row. So you can see you should have a nice bulbulous body. And then go ahead and grab your stuffing from your Yarny Box kit. I like to break mine up in my hands like this. That makes it nice and fluffy so that you can stuff it better. And we're going to just poke it into the body. Just make sure you're really shaping out the body here. Your body's only gonna look as good as your stuffing is, so use the stuffing and shape out the bottom really nicely. I like to put both my thumbs in and then kind of stretch out the stuffing to the bottom like that. And you want to stuff them quite firmly. So once he's shaped to your liking, we can go ahead and close up the hole. And we're going to be doing that by doing decreases all the way around. So start off by making a decrease. And then of course, mark this stitch. And then we're going to jump right into another decrease. And then another. We should have 3 left. That's our 4th, 5th, and 6th decrease. So now you should have a total of 6 stitches. And you can take out your stitch marker. And you can cut your yarn. Cut about 8 inches of tail. And then we're going to finish off with this slip stitch, so insert your hook into the next stitch grab the yarn and pull the yarn through all the loops on your hook. And that just creates a nice seam for ending on. And now we're gonna grab our yarn needle again. Thread the tail on the yarn needle, and we're just gonna close it up by inserting the needle into the front loop of each of these stitches. So pop it into the front loop only of every single stitch around the circle. And then all you have to do is pull it tight. It's like a drawstring now. And then we're gonna weave in our ends. So poke your needle back into the hole and then go in and out, back and forth of random stitches in the body. I like to do this about 3 or 4 times, and then you can just snip the tail off. That completes part 2. In part 3, we're gonna be doing the mushroom cap, so I will see you there, and it is linked below.